The first is Chinese hackers stealing Treasury documents in what's been called a major incident. Then, of course, the terrorist attack in New Orleans, claiming the lives of 15. There are also growing suspicions around that Cybertruck explosion outside a Trump hotel in Las Vegas. We do have full team coverage of these stories this afternoon. Let's begin with Megan Casella with the latest on the Treasury hack. Megan?
Kelly, still more questions than answers, I would say, on this security breach at Treasury. Congressional Republicans now weighing in, asking Treasury Secretary Yellen for a briefing on the details before the end of next week. So the top Republicans on the Senate Banking and House Financial Services committees saying in a letter today that it was unacceptable that a China state-sponsored Advanced Persistent Threat Actor, that's an APT actor, was able to access Treasury's systems, saying it raised serious questions about protocols for safeguarding sensitive federal information. That request coming after the Washington Post reported overnight that it was the sanctions office within Treasury that was breached during the hack. This, of course, is the office that chooses which companies or which entities should be targeted for financial sanctions. That's according to unnamed U.S. officials to the Post. Treasury did not respond to our request for comment on that. But on the topic of sanctions, China's Ministry of Commerce moving today to hit 28 U.S. companies with new trade controls, partly over U.S. arms sales to Taiwan. You can see some of them listed here, mostly in the defense space: Boeing, Lockheed Martin, Raytheon, a few others. China's now stopping all exports to these companies, effective immediately, of all products that have dual civilian and military uses. Now, all of these developments, guys, underscoring really rising tensions between the U.S. and China, all of that taking place before any tariffs have yet to take effect. Guys.
All right, Megan, we appreciate it for now. Thanks, Megan Casella in Washington.
All right, let's get the latest now on the terror attacks, and they are terror attacks down in New Orleans. NBC News' Jay Gray joining us now. Jay.
Hey, Brian, Kelly, and yeah, the FBI saying this morning that they are 100% inspired by ISIS, that these were, in fact, terror attacks carried out by a lone wolf suspect. A lot unfolding in this investigation. The latest is the reopening of Bourbon Street. The city has reopened the street to pedestrians after that terror attack that killed 14, wounded at least 35. The gunman, or the driver of the truck and gunman at one point, also died in a shootout with police. Let's tell you what we've learned from investigators as they've updated the information they're providing for us. First of all, the suspect in this case, Shamsuddin Jabbar, 42 years old, an Army veteran, apparently posted videos as he was driving his rented pickup from Houston here to New Orleans. He initially in these videos said that he planned to harm family and friends, but that he didn't think that would make a big enough splash, according to the FBI, in the media. And so he, and these are their words, quoting from his video, wanted to make sure that everyone knew about the war between believers and non-believers. He proclaimed his allegiance to ISIS in another video, and in one of the 5 also provided what they call a last will and testament. Now, they've opened Bourbon Street, but before that happened, they moved in heavy-duty barricades to line this street, something that wasn't there the night of the attack, as that truck just darted around police cruisers that were in place and sped up and into the large crowd on Bourbon Street. We also know that later today there will be the kickoff of the Sugar Bowl, part of the college football playoffs. That game was supposed to be last night, postponed until this afternoon. The governor today telling us that he feels very confident about the safety and security of not only the French Quarter, but the Superdome, where that game will be played this afternoon, saying that they wouldn't have opened this area if they weren't sure that it was safe. He says that they have a new security perimeter around the Superdome, the field where that game's going to take place, that they've added personnel, federal, local, and state police. They have more bomb-sniffing dogs. They continue to search and comb the Superdome and will continue to do that until this game is over. So they feel confident about what's going forward right now, Kelly. But again, everyone cautious and watching and waiting to learn more about what's happened in this tragedy.